It's not just about saving time, it's about scaling your business without burning out. When you automate the small stuff, you have more mental energy and time to focus on growth, focus on strategy, and of course, spending time with your family. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Socially Awesome Podcast. Elise Smith here. Today we're talking about one of my favorite topics. Legit, I go to sleep at night thinking about this. I'm not kidding. Automation. I love automation. I'm amazed by it every day. I am constantly testing. I have tested hundreds and hundreds of automation softwares, and I'm always sharing my favorite ones inside Socially Awesome Community. So if you're not already in there, definitely jump in there. I'm going to put the link to it in the show notes, but let's dive into how to make your business run smoother, right? So you have more time for your family and what really matters. Automation is using tools and systems to take repetitive tasks off your plate. So instead of doing things manually, you set them up to run in the background. I want you to think about scheduling your social media posts, sending out emails, or even onboarding new clients if you're someone providing a service. So why automate, right? It's really not just about saving time. It's about scaling your business without burning out. Because let's be honest, right now you are putting in so much time into your business and you are, frustrated, you're overwhelmed, you're stressed, you don't feel like it's making any progress. And I want to ask you, how are you going to get to that next level in your business if you're already burnt out making a few sales a month, right? So in order to get to that next level without just completely shutting down, you're going to have to create more hours in the day. And that's not really possible. The only way to do that is to have assistance. And automation is one of the best ways to do it. When you automate the small stuff, you have more mental energy and time to focus on growth, strategy, and of course, spending time with your family, right? And this is one of those things that I really work on with my students in the Social Success Academy, because when you're first getting in your business, a lot of people are scared to spend money on automation softwares. It's really hard when you're first getting going to budget, right? If you started your business and you put out some money to get going, and then you put out some more on a software, and then you put out some more on a course, and you're sitting there going, I've spent more money than I'm making, right? And you're frustrated. But you have to think about it like this. Instead of asking, what does it cost? You need to be asking, how is this going to help me get to where I want to go, make the money I want to make, right? You also need to look at your time as money. So this is something, again, that I really work on with my students. When you are spending 5 hours, let's just say 5 hours a week, doing a task that could be automated, how much are you spending? So I'll give you an example. Maybe I spend 5 hours a week and approximately an hour a day during the week answering DMs on IG. And all I'm doing is DMing people the link, right? They're requesting the link on my carousels. They're requesting the links on my reels. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just DMing people the links. And for me, I ask you, what is your hourly rate worth, right? So I used to make $20 an hour in corporate. That's the most I ever made plus bonus. But let's just say I go back to my old hourly rate. I'm worth $20, which, sister, you are worth way more than $20. I have to tell you that. But let's just use that for an example. If I'm spending 5 hours a week responding to those DMs at $20 an hour, that's $100 a week that I am spending responding to DMs and comments. So that's what? If we just multiply it by $400 a month. And a lot of people they think of their time as money, but they're not actually mapping it out like this. So I am spending $400 a month responding to DMs and comments when I could invest in mini chat. That's $25 a month and let it do it for me. Not only is that going to free up 5 hours a week for me, that's also going to save me money. And here's the big and, it's going to provide your ideal client, your audience, with a better experience. Because right now, you're responding to DMs manually. You're one person. Maybe the only time you have to respond to DMs is at midnight, right? You get the kids in bed, you finally sit down, you're like, oh, I got to get back to all these people. And so it's 24 hours later before your ideal client hears from you. When it's automated, boom, it goes straight to their DMs, right? So I'm going to give you some action steps today, but I want you to really think about, stop being scared to invest in your business. It's so easy for us to invest in a new shiny course because we're like, oh, this is the winning thing. But the truth is, you probably have all the education you need. You probably need systems and softwares that are going to help you scale that business, right? Because right now I'm spending 5 hours a week responding to those DMs, and maybe I only have, 20 DMs a day. What happens when you get to 50 DMs a day? What happens when you get to 100, right? So many people are waiting to automate until their business grows when you need to be automating now, all right? So couple action tips. I got 4 tips for you. So write these down. If you're driving or you don't have pen and paper, subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you download this episode. You can come back and listen to it later. But first, automate your emails. And I think most people know this by now, but they're not doing it correctly, right? So more than likely, you're sending daily broadcasts instead of setting up sequences. So you should have certain sequences when it comes to your email campaigns that are completely automated, that don't require you to write every week or do every week. So like a welcome series, when someone joins your email list or gets your lead magnet, right? An abandoned cart or a follow-up sequence, when someone opts in but doesn't buy. Maybe you have a nurture sequence after someone purchases that leads them to your next product, right? All of this can be automated, which means you set it up one time and it's done. So definitely look at your email provider software and see what capabilities it has. Every software is going to be a little bit different, but when you are setting up these sequences, it really is alleviating your time of having to go in there and manually or even daily send broadcasts, okay? Second, your social media. So 80% of your content is done in the planning phase. And if you're planning it and you're batch creating like you should be, then you can use tools like Metrical, Social Champ. Those are 2 of my recommended ones because they do have free plans. And I'm going to link those in the show notes below. I have a link that says my favorite automation tools, and I have my automation domination guide. So definitely check those out. But those tools like Later or Buffer or again, the 2 that I recommend are Metrical and Social Champ. Schedule your post ahead of time. So when you're sitting down at 8 p.m. and you're like, oh, I didn't get my post done today, you don't have to do that anymore. Pre-schedule all of that, okay? The third thing is task management tools. So a lot of us really focus on like writing our daily to-do list. Maybe you have notes in your iPhone, and to be honest, they're probably so unorganized you can't stay with it. But what are your daily money-making tasks that you're doing, and how are you tracking that, right? So I love ClickUp. Again, I've got that listed in my automation domination guide below for you. It has a free plan as well, but ClickUp allows me to put all of my daily tasks that I do for my business and set them as reoccurring. So every day, first thing I do, I wake up, I open my ClickUp, and I start marking those off. But it keeps you organized and it automates your reminders, because there's going to be a point in your business where business is booming and you're like, oh, I forgot to email that customer back. I forgot to, unlock that course. I forgot that. You're going to forget things. You're not perfect. No one's perfect. And then some of this can be automated. So there are certain things you can integrate with ClickUp that could be completely automated where the system does it for you. So really take this automation seriously. And the fourth is client onboarding. So for those that are providing services, one-on-one calls, things like that, we want to create a system where clients automatically can schedule. You don't need to be going back and forth in the DMs with people of, are you available at this time? Are you available at this time? That's a waste, right? Calendly has a free option. I have used one that is called Tidy Cal. There's so many out there, but where your clients can automatically schedule. StanStore even has this option for those that are using StanStore. And then get that information. So they schedule with you, it sends them an email with what they need to have ready, it sends them a link, right? But all of this can be automated. You could send them a welcome email, an onboarding form before the call. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to sit down and write down what are your daily tasks in your business and which one of them are you doing manually over and over and over. If you're doing something more than 3 times, you need to be looking on how to automate it. Okay. So automation really helps you work smarter, not harder. And it really is the key to scaling that business, because right now you're spending so much time for whatever level you are in your business. You're never going to get to the next level if you don't use automation and use your time efficiently. So as always, if you got any value out of this episode, I would love for you to leave us a review, subscribe so that you can get up-to-date notifications every Tuesday when I release a new episode. If you're not already in the Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs community, definitely jump in there in the show notes. We go over so many different tips, tricks, and trainings, free ones every week for your business. I have tons of trainings on automation inside the community, so you can actually search automation in there, and I've done trainings on how I use these tools. And as always, take a screenshot of you listening to this, throw it in your stories, and tag me on IG at socially.awesome. Your audience wants to see that you're continuing to learn and grow for your business, and this builds your credibility and your authority and your authenticity with them. So, as always, I hope to see you next week. We're really going to be talking about building a business model that works smarter, not harder. And until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome.